Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wake Up Balls podcast. My name is Steve Trudeau. I am a host of this podcast. I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Michael Almeida, Emmanuel. Guys, how you doing?
Woohoo!
Is that your go-to thing now? Is the woohoo?
Yeah. That's my.
I like it. I like the enthusiasm. It's better than Mikey's. He just kind of gave me a grunt and a nod.
I'm excited to listen to music videos.
Oh, a little teaser. Well, we're joined by our guest and good friend, Luka Wolf. Luka, how are you, buddy?
Guys, I'm doing well. I'm excited for the podcast. Not so excited about some of the things that happened this week, but we'll get to it. But I'm excited to see you guys all. Y'all look great.
Thank you, man. You look amazing. I like the haircut. You also, I don't know if it's not good for the podcast, but Emmanuel, I told him he looks like Diplo. You know who that is?
Oh, how many people do I look like? I look like
no,
not you.
Luka.
It's not always about you,
Luka?
Emmanuel.
Luka? Okay.
It's not always about you. We have other people on the cast, Emmanuel.
Well, the perfect thing is he does look like a music artist, and we came to find out, I think like a couple weeks ago, that our good friend Luka is a musical artist. Is that right, sir?
I am a musical artist. I definitely color in different musicals. I find a lot of coloring books for musical type recreations, and I artistically sort of recreate them.
Well, we say that because in one of our group chats, someone shared a music video that you created. And now I have to play it because we need to discuss this thing. It is just amazing. Emmanuel makes an appearance. So this might not. Yes.
So instead of me and Steve, which Emmanuel and I quote are the eye candy of the podcast, you picked Emmanuel to be in your podcast. I mean, in your music video instead of us. What the hell, Luka?
Listen, let's watch it and then we'll discuss it take by take. How does that sound?
Okay.
Yeah, so this might not be the best for the podcast listener, but you'll get to hear the song at least. So you'll get that part.
This is just like MTV in the 90s.
Oh, I'm excited.
Exciting.
Enjoy. Oh, that sounds great.
We've been tripping. Now we've been tripping all night, it's been different. Switching positions, all right, I've been living. As we just tried to roll by, it's been different. Now we've been tripping, y'all be tripping, we've been tripping. Now we've been tripping all night, it's been different. Switching positions, all right, I've been living. As we just tried to roll by, it's been different. Now we've been tripping, y'all be tripping. Now you hear us like we slipping, baby, rolling in position. We be doing these things as they've been blowing in conditions. I've been trying to feel it while we rolling in the building. Everybody look at us, baby, hold up a minute. We've been tripping. Now we've been tripping all night, it's been different. Switching positions, all right, I've been living. As we just try to roll by, it's been different. Now we've been tripping, y'all be tripping, we've been tripping. Now we've been tripping all night, it's been different. Switching positions, all right, I've been living. As we just try to roll by, it's been different. Now we've been tripping, y'all be tripping. Flipping, baby, sipping, we be out here all night, baby, riffing, looking different, trying to get us all high. Don't get risky, don't just listen as we try to fly by. Baby looking at us and we just drive on by, so we listen. Now we be listening all night, baby, sitting. Now we be sitting on that sign, it's been different. Trying to go with all mine, baby, sipping on the kind. We be flying all the time, we be tripping. We've been tripping all night, it's been different. Trying to get up in our own mind, it's been different. Locking in it all mine, baby, listen. Trying to switch it all mine, baby, sipping, on decision. We be missing, don't be tripping on the mission. As we try to switch positions, just be sipping. We be sipping all night, baby, listen. We we be tripping. All right, so just hit it.
All right.
Woohoo!
So I
Good
got
job,
asked,
Luka.
Wow.
who wants first crack at this? Go ahead.
I just have a quick question. Was Emmanuel in the Criminal Minds box truck? Like, what's going on with that?
Hey, listen. So Emmanuel, he was there on set, basically. Like, we had to shoot this all. We just came out of the pandemic, kind of, but it wasn't sure. So we had to get, like, screening. We had to do, like, there was a lot of, like, safety measures that had to do for this to come together. So we, like, it was like a whole full project with a lot of people. So Emmanuel was there kind of to, like, just make sure that, you know what I mean, everyone's having a good time, but just not too good. Here, he's got to say something.
So here, wait, I gotta explain. So as a dad to my daughter that is in a music video,
Yeah.
I had a drone. What else did I have? I had a drone. Myra was there doing the screening. So Myra is my wife, and she's a public health nurse and did all the public health screening, so we wouldn't get into trouble. And then on top of that, the alcohol in the bottle? What was in that, Luka?
Listen, you know what? Honestly, it you can neither confirm nor deny what was in each of those bottles. You know what I mean? But
It was iced
you know,
tea,
if someone were to come in and ask, you know what I mean? There's always the right question to the right answer to the right question. Am I right?
That's probably my most disappointing thing about the video is because I asked you, like, after I saw it, I'm like, Luka, my boy, bring the Hennessy, let's go. And you're like, it's actually iced tea. And I was so disappointed.
Listen, because you read the laws and the bylaws, and they're very clear. And based off of that, the rules state that on set, you're not allowed to have alcohol. But there's a set, right? But there's a lot more space than just a set. So I'm not going to talk about what was on the other part of that wasn't the set. But in regards to just what's on set, you know, we have to follow the rules. But offset, hey, listen, that there's nothing that says, you know, you can't have alcohol in a living room.
So the one thing that stuck out to me in the whole video was no one was wearing a mask except for one guy. What was up with that one guy who was just like, nah, I'm going to wear a mask? Who was that guy?
Listen, what happened was basically this. So it was, the whole, let me explain the whole video. So the whole video itself is, I mean, obviously the concept of it is tripping, and it's the idea of tripping and second guessing and not really feeling like, you know what I mean? Like when you go out, maybe you have a little too much, or maybe not even that. You're just tripping out the whole night. It's not necessarily enjoyable, even though it should be. So the whole entire thing was a dream sequence, obviously at the end when I wake up. But basically when I'm driving, there's different shots of either me driving, Gentleman driving, no one driving. We pull up to the party. And at the party, you know, it's kind of a bit of an off energy. Even though everyone's vibing, it's a great party. We had so many cars. We had like 30 cars there that were all souped up. It's still a little bit off-putting. So we had masks that Myra made for everyone with tripping. We had masks there, but everyone was already screened. So, you know, outdoor shot or whatever the case may be, it was kind of a, hey, if you want to wear your mask during the shot, you can. Meet with some of the girls or whatever, you know, didn't want to have their mask on during their close-ups or whatever. So, you know, you act accordingly, and then you kind of put it all together in the edit. But to answer your question directly, you know, they all, in the beginning of the shooting day, everyone had masks. You know, once you get to that 2 a.m. spot, you know, maybe some people took them off.
And my next question is, how do you have so many friends? Because that's like more friends than me and Mikey have combined. There's a lot of people in that video, man.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest with you right now. So I came up, I wrote the song, edited the song, mastered the song, whatever. I wrote the treatment and all that for everything. But all the people there, like all the dancers, those are Gentleman's connections. So Gentleman is
she's the
one
cool one.
She's the cool one for sure. Like 100%. My buddies didn't even show up. They all went to a cottage like up north. Like they just like last day there was like a scheduling issue. So my buddies didn't even show up. So those are all Gentleman's friends. I know some of them, of course. They're all talented people. Like those two people who were dancing behind me, like the backup dancers or whatever the case may be, I know them. They're Flow Excess. They're awesome. So I knew most of them, but Jenna was kind of in charge of that whole situation. It was hard. That was the hardest scene to shoot. That was a one night shot. Everything else we shot on different days.
So you did write the song, right? And you rapped it? Because that was a question my wife had, was that Luka rapping?
Yeah, everything was me. Everything was me. I edited it. I colored it. Actually, no, I got my friend to color. But I edited it. I shot it, directed it, produced it. Jenna was able to get everyone lead the dancing part and the costumes and the outfitting. And then and then I had a good friend of mine who helped me. Like, that camera costs more than everything I've made in the last little bit. So it was a team effort. But yeah, no, those things were mine for sure.
Trudeau, speak for yourself. In high school, we could have had some music videos done at those parties that were absolutely crazy.
You mean the ones at your house?
What are you talking about? Was at Emmanuel's house? Hey, Luka, the guy with the throwback All-Star uniform. That was awesome. What player was that?
I have no idea, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mikey. I had so many things going on in my head that day. I didn't jot down the exact player of the All-Star jersey. My bad. I'm really sorry. Next time I'll make sure that
man.
I don't let those details slip. Dude, it was yeah, go.
Where was Emmanuel's cameo? I was looking for him. I didn't see him.
I don't know where you got Emmanuel's cameo from.
I lied.
But no.
I was not in it. I was in the background.
He wasn't in it. He was in the background though. He was in the background flying a drone over everyone, catching everyone's freaking cell phone signals so that if anything happens, he can track them later. That's what Emmanuel was doing. But it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. But that was just a crazy amount of work for one, because it was just a one. I mean, that was a lot to do for one project, but it did really well. People really enjoyed it.
Listen, kudos to Luka. And again, you guys are calling him out for the smallest details in the video of people in the background and not actually about the video. But it was actually quite the endeavor, because we saw him put together a $100,000, $200,000 music video for literally a shoestring budget. Literally, his own little, and he paid for this himself. This is the most amazing thing. So it was begging, pleading, borrowing from people,
a lot of favors.
Yeah, you even had a car, the car club.
We had two different car companies. I wish the only regrets I have is I wish you showed the cars, because dude, these cars were off the chain. They were so souped up, but it was a party. What you don't really get in the video, unfortunately, is dude, I mean, you do kind of get it, but we threw, that was by far the best party of the summer. One of the only ones, because we went to a lockdown very shortly after, but it was an amazing time. Everyone came out of it saying that they had a good time, which was my number one goal and objective. Yeah, the budget was hilarious compared to how it looked. A lot of favors. But it was I just wish we showed the cars more, man. I had a few shots of the BMWs and all that, but there were some cars that there was no way I should have been able to get. There's no way.
But to Emmanuel's point, right? You said we're picking on him for the little things. What are friends for than to be assholes? Right?
No, it was, but I was surprised. It did really well. A lot of great things came out of it. But again, it's just a tough thing to do on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? It's just one of those.
So we have a lot to get into today. I appreciate you sharing your music video. It was awesome, and I couldn't have done that. So I appreciate you sharing that.
I really liked it, Luka. It was really, really
appreciate
good.
It, guys.
It was good.
Appreciate it.
I know you want to talk about basketball, and then there were people asking what we're doing today. I know Emmy has something for us later on in the show. He's very into this Dungeons and Dragons things. He keeps trying to get us into it. So,
whoa! I just think your personalities would fit having a Dungeons, and we'll ask the audience, because we have some key guests that are in the audience that we could call upon them to comment. But we'll talk about it later. Okay, we'll talk about Dungeons and Dragons later.
Emmanuel wants to lure us into his dungeon. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot. He's tripping. Go ahead. What are you doing then?
Yeah, so I'll let you get into that afterwards, Emmanuel. I figured instead of you just annoying us with text, which you never annoy me with text, buddy. I'm just saying that. But instead of you inundating us with text, I figured, why don't we just hash it out on air live?
Wait. Talking about texts, can I bring up a situation that happened today with Mikey? Mikey, for those who don't know, Mikey and myself have this thing where I will text him or he'll text me, and then we just talk shit like night and day, like back and forth, and the stupidest things, and we'll hit on each other. We'll say the most worst things possible. So, Mikey, what happened today?
So I got a frantic text from Emmanuel asking me, hey, do you have a moment to talk? Thinking maybe, hopefully, no one had passed or something tragic, or Emmanuel fell off his bike again. And he said, we have a pretty big problem. I've been texting you and you haven't been receiving any of my texts. And I go, no, I'm not ignoring you, Emmanuel. What happened? And he said, well, I realized that I've been texting your mother for the last couple of days with a bunch of nonsense memes and pictures. And go ahead, Emmanuel. You can go from there.
Yeah, well, no, because I was sending him text, and I sent him pictures of my father and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. They came over on the weekend, and we did facials for them, so facial masks, and we took pictures.
Yeah, it's a very, very important clarification on the mask thing. Very important.
Yeah.
My mom's practically asking him and begging him to stop sending her text messages. Like, I'm not who you think you are, and he thinks it's me. So he just keeps going with it.
Because Mikey does this.
Now my mom doesn't want me doing the podcast anymore. I'm grounded. I'm 32 years old and I'm grounded. So you can go play with your 40-year-old friend, Mike.
True story. I did comment. I said, I think I sent her a dick pic.
Whoa.
I swear to God, I didn't.
No. He was just messing around.
Well, that then brings the question: why are you sending Mikey dick pics?
That's a common occurrence in our relationship.
I was gonna say that's a whole different conversation.
Tummy sticks.
Okay, we can move on.
Yes, we should
head on to the playoffs.
Yeah, Mikey, why don't you take us into that?
I have no idea. I'm just excited to hear Luka. I want to hear what Luka has to say. He's been following the 2021 playoffs very, very closely. So, Luka, just tell us why you're upset. Let's talk about your feelings now.
Okay, well, I want to talk about my feelings, to be honest with you, because I came into these playoffs really excited. You know what I mean? Sports back on. And beyond that, you see fans in the stadium. You're seeing the excitement in real life. It's bringing in a little bit of hope into your evening, into your night. And weekends are starting to be great, especially in the first round. You got games every day, sometimes multiple games per day. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then we go into this first round, and right out of the gate, the Lakers and Suns are having this go-ahead. And LeBron is the biggest draw in the NBA for almost 2 decades now. So I'm really excited to see him kind of move forward. Anthony Davis gets hurt, and the Lakers get bumped down the first round, the first time ever in LeBron's career. Unfortunately, I have to witness it. That happens, and I still go, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. My favorite player, Luka Doncic, and the Dallas Mavericks are going to be fine. They're up 2-0. It goes 2-2. They win the game. Now it's 3-2. They got 2 games, got to win 1 to bounce out the Kawhi Leonard, Clippers. And I'm not a big Kawhi Leonard fan. And beyond that, the Lakers already lost. That means the only LA team in there is the Clippers. So I'm cheering for Doncic. I'm cheering for, the Mavs for multiple reasons. Game 6 goes on. Doncic, I think, drops over 40 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, and absolutely nobody helps him out whatsoever. They end up losing a close game. I'm watching Game 7 at the end of the day, and the exact same thing happens. This 22-year-old is laid out to dry, and you got Kristaps Porzingis. You know Kristaps Porzingis, right? Okay, so he's 7'3", and this unicorn guy's playing in the NBA. Yeah, well, you'd think he's a unicorn. Right now, he looks a little bit more like a donkey, if I'm going to be honest with you. This guy's playing out on the perimeter, 7'3", shooting over people. You know what I mean? As if he's freaking Steph Curry, and he's got a 6'8" Paul George on him. Instead of getting into the low block, getting a nice sweet turnaround hook, even going into the low elbow, this guy's shooting threes. He went 0 for 4 in Game 7. Luka Doncic, outside of Luka Doncic and Finney Smith, the entire team went 1 for 18 in Game 7 from 3.
All right.
1 for 18. Get Trudeau and me to shoot a couple threes right now, and we'll hit at least more than 1. Now that my 2 favorite teams are out, it's the end of the first round. I don't even know right now. I'm not even excited for the rest of the playoffs, man. I'm telling you right now, it completely, in 2 days, my entire playoff experience got ruined, guys.
I just want to comment that Trudeau is a post player. He's not a very good 3-point shooter, but he's an excellent post player.
That is untrue.
No.
I'm more of a slasher, if anything.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know what I
Dwayne
mean?
Wade.
No, but
Dwayne
you-
Wade.
I will say though, I do break the trend of everyone says the white guy can shoot. Well, I'm white and I have no shot whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
see, I was gonna say you
no,
don't have that going.
no, I don't. Listen, I don't like to fill Trudeau's big head, but he's actually quite good in the post. He's got a good shot. He can pull up and hit some. So,
but
10 feet and in.
I regret asking you about your feelings, Luka, because clearly your feelings are hurt. There's a
They
lot
are.
to unpack there.
There is a lot, and let's
Let's
go.
start. Give Luka his credit because, like, I have been a Luka hater, and I'm not. I don't hate. I'm not a hater of Luka. I just wanted to hold my praise. He was amazing in the playoffs, man. He was fantastic. The beginning of the season, he really struggled with his shot. He takes a lot. His usage rate is through the roof, and when he's not hitting the shots, man, he's just crashing the team to the floor. But these past couple games in the playoffs, he's been used heavily and he's been coming through. So good for him, except for the free throw shooting. I don't know what's up with that. It's just a disaster. But he's been great. I did want to ask you about the whole Kristaps Porzingis thing because you're really hating on him hard. I mean, that's kind of his MO. He's not really an interior dominant player, even though he's 7'3". So I don't know what you expect out of him there.
Well, I mean, here's what I expect. If you have a 6-inch to 1 foot advantage over the person that's guarding you, there are ways that you can be effective if your 3-point shot is not falling, right? So exactly, defensively, he was a liability. Because
of course
I'm not. I again, yeah, of course, you're saying that just because you're used to that. But
Well,
I'm saying, how dare you at 7'3"? You're getting paid more than Damian Lillard. You're getting paid more than Kawhi Leonard. Like, you're getting paid more. You're the highest paid person on the court, and you're literally a liability on one end of the floor. And then that's fine. There are players like Steph Curry. He's a liability on defense, but on the offensive end, he's able to cash in and take advantage of situations.
Here's the thing, right? In the NBA playoffs, they find a weakness and they attack it. And unfortunately for your boy Porzingis, he is a big stiff. You made fun of Marc Gasol immensely for him being this big, slow guy who can't move his feet. That's the same thing with Porzingis. He's not someone who can guard on the perimeter. And then what the Clippers did to counter that was they just put small guys on the court and they forced him to either play out or they made him play in a zone. So they just completely schemed him away from being an effective defender. So even though he's not a good defender, the Clippers found ways to attack him and expose it immensely.
You're right. And I'm not disagreeing with how liable he was on the defensive end. I'm saying give you that. You're right. Ty Lue, they made adjustments. They went at him directly, and they were able to find ways to put him in a bad situation. But offensively, you are the one who's putting the other team in the situation. The table turns. And he wasn't able to, in those situations, place himself where he's either able to draw he's not getting double teamed. He's getting one-on-one defense, and if he's on the low block, you got a 6'8" guy. There were times where they switched on. You had a Rondo on Porzingis on the block, and this guy would go screen right out and take a three and shoot it over Rondo. I mean, there's absolutely no need. And plus, you got so many shooters out there. If you can get someone and you start being effective like Boban Marjanovic was, who got no playing time in the regular season, if you can start putting in points like that, all of a sudden now they have to hedge off, help, and you can get more open threes. But it's not just Porzingis. The whole entire team let him down. The whole entire team let him down for 2 straight games, and he played his tail off, and he was hitting free throws later on, and he had a stinger in the shoulder. I mean, I'm just a big Doncic fan, and it felt like you know what it felt like? It felt like LeBron and the Cavs. I know it's almost sacrilegious to say that, but if he put up 40-plus points in multiple playoff games, and you look at what the team contribution was, and you start laughing.
No, actually, I think that's a good comp because I was watching the broadcast of Game 7. Was it Jeff Van Gundy? The guy's a moron. He kept saying how fast Luka was, and the other guy, Mark Jackson, was like, "No, he's not fast. He's just very strong." And I think Mark Jackson was completely right on. Luka reminds me of LeBron. He's LeBron. He's not shifty. He's just so physical and strong that he just gets you on his hip, and he can just box him out and just go right in. I will say though, I think that the Mavs have to reset their formula. I think they have a star in Luka, but what they need to do is surround him with shooters. there's not enough shooters on the floor to surround him and help him out, because he can have his way, pick his poison, and get right to the basket. And his passes, man, are unbelievable. I don't know how he sees these passes. Surround him with shooters, do the LeBron thing, have him have the ball all the time, space the floor, let him drive, kick and drive and kick, whatever. I think they have a bright future. I was a hater of Luka earlier. I wasn't a hater. I just wanted to hold my praise, but he's definitely proved me wrong. He was fantastic.
Yeah, and he's 22. I mean, that's younger than me, and I'm not very old. So he was unbelievable. I agree with you. I think they need more defense on the team. And I mean, they had decent shooters. They were just missing shots. But the issue is that, when you're missing shot, like LeBron right now, LeBron, if the threes aren't falling for the Lakers, what do? Throw it into AD. AD gets a mismatch. 1-2 dribbles right shoulder. 1-2 dribbles left shoulder. That was what Porzingis was supposed to be. He was supposed to be a 1 or maybe a 2. And this time he was probably about their 6th best player. And you're getting paid $35 million to be your 6th best rotation player. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's on Mark Cuban.
No, but he was. I mean, he was a unicorn when he came out of New York. I mean, he was supposed to be a special player.
But he tore his ACL. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And they paid him all that money before he could prove himself again.
You're right. Yeah, and that was. Hey, listen. If I'm gonna tell you one thing, if Porzingis ends up being who we thought he was gonna be, that is the best investment Mark Cuban ever made. You know what I mean?
So it's
one of those. But again, and it wasn't that he played terrible. He just was not nearly as effective as he needed to be. And he was, again, when you go 1 for 3 from 3-point range, you may want to get your 7'3" butt down on the low block, get a nice turnaround jumper, see the ball go through the net, get fouled. Just get fouled. You don't even have to score. Just literally get fouled, go to the free throw line, make 2 free throws, make 1. You're gonna get better than an 0 for 4 from 3.
Luka, who do you want them to go after?
That's a great question. You know what? You know who I want the Lakers to go after, and I'm gonna answer that question later. But the Lakers, Damian Lillard is never gonna ever leave Portland via free agency, but there's a chance that he may leave via trade, which is what the rumors are about. I think the Lakers need a Damian Lillard type player and just ship out everyone else to get that. That's what I'm seeing in terms of that. For the Mavs, I don't know. I haven't really looked into the free agent market to be able to tell you that on how things are going to go. But I do think that Porzingis's trade value went down a lot in these last playoffs. So it would be hard to move off of him. But I do think they should keep – again, I know the type of person. They need defense and they need three-point shooting. And again, it's not that they don't have it. The team just failed. The team was a good team. That was a team that could have made it to the finals with Luka playing the way he was, but they just failed for 2 games.
Shout out to Seamus, Evan Fournier.
God.
That's who you should go get. Evan Fournier. He's a free agent. There's not many out there this year. It's a light class, so we'll see what happens. Trudeau, what's up?
No, I was actually curious about you because you've been kind of quiet. Like, what NBA playoff basketball stuff has excited you so far?
I'm just happy that the Jazz are still in and that the Lakers are out. No offense to the Lakers.
Guys, before you continue, I think you're the only person outside of the Mormons who live in Salt Lake City that have ever said that.
True. The Jazz were my team coming in. I love Donovan Mitchell. He's as much as Luka. Well, not as much because Luka has like a boy crush on Doncic. I love Donovan Mitchell. He's my favorite player. He does everything with grace. I'm going for him, man. I'm hoping that the Jazz can pull off the Clippers because then we can talk about our upsets that we picked at the beginning of the year when I predicted the Lakers and the Clippers would not make it and win an NBA championship this year.
So I'm going to go with what LeBron said and said, ain't nobody picking the Jazz in 2K. Okay.
I am LeBron.
But do you think the Jazz can actually make a run? Because nobody believes in the Jazz. I don't care if they're the 1 seed. Everyone's just waiting for them to fall off and lose. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost to these bum Clippers.
You know what? Let's see what happens. Anything can happen now that LeBron's out. In the West. The East, we'll get to that afterwards. The other thing I really liked was how LeBron acted after they got eliminated. I thought it was very classy. Like, he just, joked around about the whole he's going to go join up with the Toon Squad and stuff. I think that's good for the league. Like, wasn't salty.
Do you guys like LeBron? Because I'm not anti-LeBron, but I feel like there's a lot of people who just like hate him for no real reason.
Yeah, a
You
lot of
guys
people
saw?
don't like him. A lot of people don't like him because he, you know, what happens is that, you know, generally society wants you to like fight and persevere and then get something. And if you get too much, then they start picking at you and start piecing you apart. So he got a lot of acclaim coming out of high school. Yeah, like I think he made like $100 million coming out of high school. So there was a lot on his shoulder. And again, you know, he put Chosen One on his back. You know, he was, you know, going for, you know, Jordan's throne. And that's when Jordan is seen in, you know, in platinum and gold, essentially. So people wanted to find ways to show him that he's not as good as Jordan. And then he had a few things that didn't really work too well, like the decision and other elements too. But I love LeBron because he's the person that I grew up that was dominating the league. I saw him go against the big three Celtics. I saw him go against, I saw him, you know, break bands up. So I'm a huge LeBron fan. Mikey?
I think LeBron would be the perfect soccer player for how many times he goes down in a game. Like that guy,
Okay,
I
that's
swear.
But that's not just him, man. If you watch every star, they do the same thing.
I'm not done yet. I like what he does off the court. The Promise School has been a huge success. He always goes back and gives back. He's very similar to Shaq in that regard, and Shaq is amazing at doing all the stuff that he does off the court. The person who I'd like to know if they like LeBron or not is Emmanuel, because Emmanuel is such a even-keeled kind of human being. And
he likes everybody.
Come on. Okay. You have to pick between LeBron and Kawhi Leonard. I know how much you like Kawhi Leonard. So go ahead, Emmanuel. Give us your thought process on LeBron.
LeBron's the legend. Kawhi, he's like family, right? Because he visited our home for a few months, right? And he helped us win the championship. So I got to go with Leonard because he did play quite well against Doncic on the game, right? On Sunday. So I do have to say, I would say Kawhi Leonard would still. But again, they're both great guys.
I have a better question for you, Emmanuel.
Sure.
Who do you not like? Like anywhere. Just give me someone you don't like. Because I feel like you like everybody.
Doesn't like Evan Fournier.
There's a difference. There's different. It's a spectrum. There's a spectrum, right, of people, and it just I don't hate anybody. It's just I like people more. Like if you asked me,
such a Canadian answer.
Who do I like more? No, I don't know. I have a better question for you though.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Thank you for dissing my question.
What is Trudeau playing with? What were you playing with in your hand? What is that? It's a little pig.
I don't know what it is. I always mess with it at my desk. It's a little pig pen drive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to take the head off and then put it back in. So I need one of those fidget spinners. Are those things still cool anymore?
Fidget spinners. Yeah, the fidget spinners. Those are really cool. The ones with the G. No, I got two questions for you, Trudeau, actually, and for Mikey, and for everyone. Two questions. It's a loaded double question.
Oh, boy.
Actually, Emily Trudeau, you know what? I'm going to jump off and use Emily's point here. Ben Simmons, the enigma that is Ben Simmons. Are you pro Ben Simmons or anti Ben Simmons? Obviously, Emily is not a fan of his face, but beyond that, what about his game do you think as we move over to the East? I have another question in regards to the East, but Ben Simmons as a player, do you like him? Does he frustrate you? Where does he land? Go, Trudeau.
Wow. He's fine. I like him. I'd love to have him on my team. I mean, he can't shoot, whatever.
Yeah,
he's efficient. He's very efficient. Like, I think in the modern NBA, we always think of, like, you need to have shooting, like great shooting on the outside. But if you look at Emmanuel's good friend, Dale Morey, he's actually grown to love Ben Simmons. And that's because Ben Simmons shoots extremely efficient. So it's kind of like Zion. Like, Zion does not have a three-point shot. But when he does shoot, he's extremely efficient. So it's not always about shooting the three. It's about how efficient is your shot. And we see that we went from having the long two to the three because it's more efficient. But now we're seeing players come more back to the post because, in fact, it's just as efficient or more efficient than a three-point shot.
Should we ask Emily if Trudeau is efficient? All I have to ask.
What way?
I don't know. I just want to ask: is he efficient? He's
just random, just throwing it out, throwing the thought out. Just
the guy just went for a run before the podcast. He can't be that efficient.
I'm running off 1 hour of sleep, so I'm pretty damn efficient right now.
I could say. Okay, Mikey, what's your thought? Ben Simmons. I got my opinions here. I don't know if they align.
Well, why don't we
with
get your opinion? Because you really wanted to get in on Ben Simmons.
Well,
Ben
no,
Simmons,
because think
before
about
you say that, I do have one thing. Ben Simmons has
Go.
the second most punchable phase
Ooh.
after Kyle Lowry has the most punchable
What?
phase.
No.
I cannot
No.
stand Kyle Lowry's
He does.
And that's a dig at your Canadians.
No,
because
Mikey's
I cannot
right.
stand his face.
No, that's royalty.
No, I now hate somebody. Because you do not diss Kyle
You
Lowry.
sent
You
pictures
can't-
to my
you
mom. You haven't liked me at the beginning of the show, you sick
I'm
bastard.
done.
You sick bastard. I agree with Trudeau on this one. I don't think Ben Simmons, when I play 2K, I know that I can guard Ben Simmons because I know he can't shoot. So he's just going to drive every single time. So I just think he's a bigger Rajon Rondo at his prime. Like, he's good at passing. He's good at driving. Similar player. I don't think that you can build around him. He'd be someone good to trade if you can find a good partner for Embiid, but we'll see what happens.
I do want to push off the Ben Simmons thing. Did you want to give your thought real quick, Luka?
Yeah. Oh man, I so do want to give my thoughts. Here's the situation here, gentlemen. Okay, here's the point. All right, I understand your comparison. First off, I think Mikey had the best comparison of the day. Rajon Rondo and Ben Simmons, perfectly comparable. Right, great defensive players, can't really shoot the ball, but you know what I mean. But Ben Simmons is a bit bigger. That's fine. I dislike the Zion comparison completely, and let me tell you why. So the Rajon Rondo comparison is fine. In the era that Rajon Rondo played in, that was okay. Jason Kidd was like that early on in his career. It was fine. Now, what happens is that there's no triangle offense here. Okay, there's nothing like that. You play a high pick and roll in basketball, which means that the point guard generally has the ball. Someone comes in, sets a screen. That point guard is either going to go drive and kick the ball, or if the screen actually the defender goes under, you're going to shoot the ball. You're going to shoot the three to try to create some space. Ben Simmons can't do that. You basically have, when you're Ben Simmons, you saw LeBron, you stand in the paint. You're basically playing a box and one against everyone else. So because he's a point guard, he can't shoot. That's like having a center that's 6'4". Like literally the main quality as a point guard is you got to be able to pass and shoot and set up the offense, especially in today's day with Dame Lillard and Steph Curry. I just think he's a complete misfit, and it's hilarious. He hasn't gotten any better at shooting. Like Rajon Rondo, as his career progressed, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, all those people are became decent 3-point shooters where you had to at least respect it. Last thing I'm gonna say about Ben Simmons is he's a liability at the free throw line late in games. Do you take him out? I mean, if he's gonna make less than 1 out of 2 free throws, you're gonna treat him like Shaq. And he's your point guard who's going to have the ball in his hands at end of game, setting up the offense. So that's my thoughts on Ben Simmons. I love what he does defensively, but if you've already made $100 million and you can't shoot a set shot or a free throw, I mean, come on. Like at this point, you know what I mean? It just puts more pressure on your team. As great as you are in other areas, right now the coach has to be asked, "Hey, are you going to keep Ben Simmons in at the end of the games?" And if you just were able to shoot half of your free throws, 60%, that question goes out the window.
So I bet you made fantastic points, Luka. I was very preoccupied with something else you said earlier about punchable faces.
That was my.
I want to know everyone's top 5 most punchable faces in sports. I think that's a very important avenue we should explore. So the guys have already been working on it, and if you're watching on the chat or whatever, you can throw you're in there. I only had one to add to that, and it's a retired player. I feel like Eli Manning is definitely top 5 punchable faces in sports. Yeah, he's just got that dope look to him. I just want to punch him right in the face.
Yeah, I would say I got a couple here.
Oh, Mikey has a good list.
So
do you have it in order? Like, do you have 5?
No, I'm just gonna start saying some, and you guys tell me what you think. Gilbert Arenas.
No, because if you punched him, he would shoot you.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
I don't want to mess with him. No way.
Skip Bayless from ESPN.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing like TV people. Absolutely.
Okay, I got some more. AJ Persinski. Do you guys remember him? Catcher for the White Sox.
Ooh, can I throw one in there? Actually, can I add one more now?
Are you gonna ask La Russa?
Well, Tony La Russa, obviously. I know this one's gonna be a good one. Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were gonna say. I thought that was gonna be your first one there, Mikey.
Yeah, no, that one. Lane Kiffin, definitely.
Oh, that's a good one.
Punchable face. Oh, Joakim Noah, definitely a punchable face.
Yeah, if he was about 3
Really?
feet shorter, probably.
You don't think so? I think so for sure.
He looks
What
like an
about-
Amazon person. No, he doesn't look like he's punchable.
Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
Yeah, potentially.
we got a very tepid yes on that.
I got one.
Go ahead.
This I wouldn't do it, obviously, full disclaimer. But in terms of just facial structure that you feel like you could land a really good punch on, Rajon Rondo.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got
I
that
would
like
love to punch
chin
him in
out.
the
You know
face.
what I mean? Like he's like
I think
smaller.
we're playing two different games. Right now because we were
Okay.
talking
No.
about
Just a
like
face you
Kyle
wanna punch.
Lowry is like, I just want to punch him in the
No.
face.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Mikey gets it.
Jay Cutler.
That's
Definitely
a
a
great
punchable.
one.
That's
That
the
is a
best one.
great one.
That's
You
first
might have
place.
won the game.
Yeah, I think you won the game.
No, I think there's a different one. But see, they don't have American football there. Dan Schneider from the
I know
Redskins
Dan Schneider.
would be someone
would
I'd
you-
like to punch directly in the face. All right.
I
got
think
two.
a soccer player on this list too.
Oh, soccer players. I don't
No,
know.
I got another one. I got a football one. Terrell Owens, T.O.
No,
You don't want to punch him in the face?
no, it's not. See, this is not. You're not
Yeah,
playing the
yeah.
right game. It's not
No,
who you want to punch.
He's
It's
got
like
a punchable face, though. Eli Manning, his face is just droopy. I don't want to punch him in the face.
it's just like
I
someone
see-
you see and you're like, I want to punch that guy in the face just because the way he looks. Like Jay Cutler, you look at him, you're like, this guy.
Jay
Yeah.
Cutler.
He's
Not
got
even
the
you
same
look
vibe as Eli
Yeah.
Manning.
Josh Beckett, 110%. I would love to.
Mm.
He's got a big fat one.
Gentlemen, I have to announce. I just realized that it's like almost 7:30, so I went a little bit over. So I'm gonna jump out of here at 7:30, just letting everyone know. But I did
Oh, I
want to
got a
get
good
one.
one.
Go before I can go.
Grayson Allen.
Yes, you may have won the game. No, that's it. We're
Yeah,
closing the game.
that's
It's
it.
over. It's over. You win.
Mikey came in with the ammo here.
Did you
Wait,
Google
I had
most punchable faces or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
I figured.
Yeah.
I just picked the ones that I liked. Like they had LeBron James. I don't want to punch LeBron. in the
No.
face. I like
Yeah,
LeBron.
yeah. But I do have
Buddy.
two. I have two.
Oh,
Okay, go. Oh, go.
who is it?
Alex Rodriguez.
We already
Okay.
said that one.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah. Are
Oh,
you
why?
listening?
But why?
Kawhi.
No.
No.
Why would you want to punch him in the face? Why?
Because he's got one of those punchable faces, and he kisses him some.
It's
In the
like
mirror.
it's almost like Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just like it's just too perfect and manicured. I just want to punch him right
That
in
was
the face.
my number three. He was my number three, Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think because he pissed off J-Lo, right? And he's not dating, J-Lo. So that would be the one. The other one that I think is a most punchable face ever is Roberto Alomar, who's basically the Blue Jays that got, taken out of the Hall of Fame. So I would say he would be one.
I'd have to agree with him on that one. Mariah says both Mannings are a little much for me. So Mariah wants to punch Eli.
Yeah, I think
right
the
in
game
the
we're playing is the face itself. Not we're trying to disassociate
Yeah,
the
it's just a
people.
structure. Like it's just like the jaw. Like what I'm saying. Like it's there. Like
I don't know.
Your ROI on the punch would be high, in my opinion, if you hit Rajon Rondo. Like it would be a good. You know what I mean? Like he would have to really like get you one of those. You know what I mean? Sorry for
Did
the
you watch
people who are
that
listening on
fight
the
this
podcast.
weekend there, Luca? Because you're
Oh,
all
sweet. We
first
did.
time.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Did you
we watched.
really?
Oh, yeah, we
Please tell
did.
me you didn't pay for it. You didn't pay for it, did you?
No.
Hey,
Okay.
well, you know what I mean? We don't have to give out those informations, but you, know
You
what I mean?
did?
But-
I am ashamed of you
So
guys.
No,
look
no,
at-
no, no.
I am
I'm not
ashamed of
saying
both of you.
I'm not saying we did. First off, I wouldn't even be able to if I wanted to. But beyond that, it's more of like a, you know what I mean? Like just
So you got to
You see what I'm
understand that in the CRTC, which is the Canadian regulatory, it is actually very illegal to pirate those. So we wouldn't say that we pirated it, but we did get to watch.
no. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we
like,
just were able to watch it.
Go
Yeah.
through the window, looking at my neighbors.
Thank you.
What is
That's it.
Right?
You
That's
didn't
it.
steal
That's
it,
all
but
we're
you
saying.
didn't pay for it. So there's some
No,
there's some
thank
gray
you.
in between.
It just got to us. It just got to us.
Uh-oh. Mariah's gonna
But it
tell
was
on
it
you.
was it was
Mariah, don't tell on them.
It was, dude. It was
was-
hilarious. I mean, you know what I mean? It was a money grab. I mean, it was great marketing. I mean, it was how to market a product 101. Like that's a class. That's a class because everyone's talking about it. But it was ridiculous. I mean,
When are people going to stop paying for that stuff? Because it's just bad.
Stupid.
Well, you know what they say: the consumer drives the market. So if there is a market for it, people will exploit it. And then if you know, what I mean, if it did terrible sales, guess what? None of it would have ever happened again. But it was a terrible display. It was funny at best. I mean, there was a good fight though. The only good fight there was Chad Johnson and that bare knuckles guy. That was a good one. They were going at it. There was pride on the line. The Floyd one, buddy. The Floyd one and my guy Logan. The first 15 seconds, I'm so pissed.
Wait, did you say your guy Logan?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
It
Logan
does matter. It does matter.
No, he's not
because you just supported one of them.
No, I didn't mean like. I just meant like in a like I was watching him anyway. They were standing up there for like 15, 20 seconds like this, just not move, just no punches thrown whatsoever. So I can't say it was entertaining. You watched it, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. I mean, Logan was okay, but again, I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You get.
I know what you mean. You ride with the Pauls. I get you.
But
no, really.
No. But listen, he lasted the whole round, all 8 rounds. He did well for himself. He was super tired, obviously, but you know what? He as long as he didn't get knocked out, that's all that mattered.
That was it. That was all. You're right.
I will say I watched a video. I don't know if I was fooled by the internet, but I watched a video where like he got punched in the face and like fell over, and then Floyd held him up.
No. He was. It was the best case scenario for business, which is a very weird coincidence. But all 8 rounds are there. It wasn't a complete and utter, you know what I mean, clinic. But at the end of the day, Floyd walked out with like absolutely no bruising and like got hit by like 20 punches. It was good marketing. It was very good for what it was. Was it a real boxing match? No.
So before we get you out of Luka, I just want to ask you, like, you were talking about the Lakers earlier. Do you think they would have been a championship team if they stayed healthy all year?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Because the beautiful part about the playoffs is you get certain matchups and you get certain lineups that you have to come out with. The Lakers started Game 6 with a lineup that they never played together. That's just literally not zero minutes, 0 games. So I think if you give LeBron James and a healthy Anthony Davis, like LeBron James and a healthy Anthony Davis is already 80% of the puzzle. You give role players reps with them. Like you saw LeBron James was all like there were turnovers happening left, right, and center that just you would never expect from LeBron James. So LeBron James is in the point of his career that he could be a catalyst to a team doing well, as we saw in the bubble last year, but he can't single-handedly heave a team of misfits over to the top like he did in his Cleveland days. So I think they would have done great because again, I think they would have matched up very well with the Clippers, and they already beat the Nuggets last year, so I think they would have done extremely well. It's just unfortunate, and even that he's just such a storyline creator. Now that he's gone, Luka was supposed to be the next storyline, the next phenom that's taken over. He's out. Zion didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, you got the Jazz going against the freaking Clippers for crying out loud. I mean, that's what we're subjected to.
Shout out Jazz Nation for the 2 people here.
I'm rooting for the Nuggets, man. That's my squad. I'm hoping it goes all.
Aaron Gordon, baby. Aaron Gordon.
So speaking of Aaron Gordon, I don't know if you want to stick around for this conversation, Luka, but our Orlando Magic got a new coach, or not yet, but they are getting rid of their coach, and they're going to have a coaching search. Mikey, what do you think about that?
Who are they going to go after? Are they going to go after Stotts? It kind of seemed kind of
I
weird.
don't know. I hope that the Magic don't go with an older coach that's been around for a while. I kind of hope that they do something different and go young, maybe get someone who hasn't had a chance in the past and just kind of give someone an up-and-comer. It would be kind of interesting, and I'd be kind of like, dude, we're not going to be good anyways, so like might as well give it a go. I think it'd be really cool if we were the first American sports franchise to have a female coach. I know
you're going with that.
Becky Hamilton's been on the bench with the Spurs for like the past 5 years now. She's like a top candidate. That'd be pretty sweet to have our team to be the ones to kind of like, break the ceiling with them and just kind of like be like, all right, we're hiring a female head coach. Let's do this thing. Why not? What do we have to lose?
Danny Ainge, if you're listening, please come to Orlando. We'll take you. We need anybody. We don't want your GM. We don't want your guy because Terrence Ross hates him, and he's a cornerstone right now of our offense. I like that idea, Trudeau. I think that it would be a trailblazing, perspective, and Orlando is a great place to try it out, and she'll do well. She really will, and she's learning under Pop, which Pop is what?
I mean,
Top 10 best coach, right? At least.
If it doesn't work out, it's not like we had expectations anyways. And if it works out, then kudos to the organization for giving someone a chance that, wouldn't have a chance elsewise. So I think it's a great idea. Why not, right?
I like Orlando's young core. I think they get it. I think they're hungry and they want to get better. And, hopefully we can get into that top, 5 draft pick. How many? We have 2 of them, right?
So I actually saw this the other day, and I didn't remember this, but they changed the draft rules the past 2 years or so, where the top 3 picks all have the same odds at getting the first overall pick.
Oh,
so we're number 3. So we have just as good. We have just as good odds as anyone to get number 1 overall, which is amazing.
We have to do a draft show this year. Maybe bring back Seamus and Luka, because we've never had Seamus and Luka together, right?
We should either. I like how we're just working this out on air, but we should either you and me and Emmanuel just have a special podcast like during the lottery for the Magic, just to we can watch the lottery live as we.
Oh yeah.
Well, Emmanuel has an actual hand in it now because the Raptors are so bad too, right?
So we can all watch that live, but also we can watch the draft 100%. Live and break it down live with Seamus and Luka.
I think that'd be good.
That'd be really fun.
We can release that as an episode.
That'd be really, really fun.
We'll also talk about other future episodes because Emmanuel, I will get you with the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I promise. I know. I knew you were waiting for that. But I just want to wrap up the basketball. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So, is there anyone else that you kind of have in mind, Mikey, for a new coach?
I don't know.
Or just a type of coach, like a different type of coach, and be like a college coach, or because for me, I just don't want someone who's been around for a long time because it's just going to be status quo, right? Because Steve Clifford was a decent coach, but he was just kind of middle of the road status quo coach. And that wasn't going to get us anywhere.
I have a good one. I think I have a really good one. And you just brought up a good point. What if we got Anthony Hardaway from Michigan, right? Is he in Michigan? Where is he? Or Memphis, sorry.
You mean Penny Hardaway?
Yeah. Well, Anthony's his real name. So Penny, yeah.
Oh, okay. You're right.
What if we brought him, right? Wouldn't that be so cool?
That'd be fun.
That would be my choice. I want someone that resonates with the younger players, but also you can be we want to we don't want Tyrone Lue. We want someone that
I wish the Celtics straight up fired Brad Stevens so we could have him as our coach.
Do you think he would come though?
No,
I don't think he would. I think Hardaway would come. I think he would do a really good job. He's passionate about it. I don't know if you've seen how he speaks of Memphis. I don't know if he'd leave their program he's doing quite well there. But that's I want someone that was a superstar that can teach these guys, these young guys, this is what it takes to be a superstar. And up with Jordan, Penny was in that second tier of they're bringing back his shoes again. Nike's doing a special this year on him. He had the little penny puppet, that guy. Do you remember that thing?
Oh yeah.
So he was awesome with that. So I don't know. That's the Orlando Magic. I grew up with Ronnie Cycli and, Bo Outlaw. So that's who I'm hoping for. I think that'd be really cool. But I do like Becky as well. I think she'll do a fantastic job.
And I want to make a bizarre prediction early, right?
What? God.
I have a weird feeling. I just have it feeling in my veins just because it's just the way it's going to work out. Is the Boston Celtics and Steve Clifford collision course.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, you're right, because Kemba's there, too.
Kemba's there.
And that makes a lot of sense. But, oh, man, Clifford?
He's not a terrible coach. He makes the players play good defense. So, it could definitely help the Boston defense, which was atrocious this year.
They're scrappy.
I'm calling it right now, man. Clifford's going to be the Celtics head coach.
I was hoping that we got Marcus Smart out of that deal. I think he would have been a fantastic player.
You know what?
No?
I'm very happy the way it worked out because I actually really like I'm blanking on his name now. Who's the center we got back from the Bulls? Wendell Carter Jr.?
Yeah, I love Wendell Carter. He went to Duke. He knows how to play, man. He played alongside who was it? Was it Okafor? Mm-hmm. No. Was it Okafor from
No, it was the other guy that was picked high in that draft.
Yeah, he's with the Kings. I forgot. Begley the third.
Marvin Bagley, yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely, we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for Orlando. I know that we didn't make the playoffs this year, but this
probably not next year either, or the year after. But
Hey, Trudeau, anything's possible. The Hawks made it, so well, we're not as good as them, but they were crappy for a while. All we need is a couple of draft balls to land our way. That's it. So, all right, before we get into this next segment, I just want to tell you that, Trudeau, have you ever had like a work day that you've kind of put off for a while and you're just like, oh man, I cannot, I'm not even going to think about it because it's going to annoy me. Well, it's here. It's here, Trudeau. Let's talk Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, Manuel, what do you got for us?
No. We were going to talk about this after the podcast and then start to plan out if we're going to
do it now. I like it. I'd rather do it now.
So again, I think the key, I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in 20 years, right? But it's one of these things. Like if you look at what's his name? Magino. What's his name? And
you're asking us the name of the Dungeons and Dragon guy. We don't know.
Anyways,
McLovin?
No, Joe. What's his name?
Joel Embiid.
Joe Martinez from New Bedford.
No.
Purchase Street.
Dungeons and Dragons the market. Back, okay? It's coming back. Okay, that's all I'm telling you, and it's because it is the best console that there is out there. And which one is that, Trudeau?
I asked before, is it the PS5 or the Xbox One?
No.
And no one answered.
Mind.
It's the picnic table.
The console of the mind, okay? So we're going to try an experiment because none of you have ever played Dungeons and Dragons. You don't know anything about it, so we're going to start from scratch. I haven't played it in many years. I've got a few people that have offered their help in dungeon mastering and stuff like that. And what else did I do? I ordered both of you players' handbooks. Okay.
Oh, God.
So, Mikey, you're going to get yours on Wednesday. Trudeau, did you get a package today? Emily says that you might have already picked it up. Do you have it? Well, it says it's delivered. Unless
the answer will always be no. I'll go check. You filibuster. I'll go check. How's that sound?
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, so far with your whole Joe Manangelo, whatever thingy, you're not selling this very well.
No. I'm going to talk about it. Okay. I'm going to talk about it. Okay. But it is actually. I want Trudeau to hear this. But Mikey, why is it that you don't even want to entertain playing Dungeons and Dragons? Because it's a nerd thing to do.
Emmanuel, I like to be as efficient as I can with my days, and this just doesn't seem efficient. I'm excited to play with Mariah. So Mariah, if you're still listening, I'm excited if she's going to be in it.
Well, we'll ask her if she wants to play. We'll reach out to a few players online that do know how to play, and we'll see if they want to get involved. Okay, we'll see. Oh, let's see. No,
right.
Yeah, but I think we're not doing punchable faces anymore. But, there she is. Okay.
Mariah, message us. We want to hear your thoughts about how we can do this.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out, okay, and we're actually looking for people who want to be part of it, and we're gonna do a Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I think we're gonna.
By the way,
did you get it?
I regret running earlier because my legs feel like shit coming down those stairs. What's that?
Judah, let me see your tan.
It's not. I'm pale now. I don't have a tan.
No. Show me your arm and then show me your bicep, just real quick. No, the other one.
All right, so I had this package on my back porch from Amazon. So by the way, boo Amazon. You know how I feel with Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Hey, he's going to the moon, Trudeau.
Yeah, him and Elon Musk. Don't get on either of those rockets.
Look, we've got a few people that are interested. See?
All right, well, if we do it, you guys can join.
Yeah. No,
wow. This is fancy looking.
Now, again, years and years ago, Gary Gyrex, right, created this. So you've got the player's handbook, you've got the Dungeon Master handbook, and you got the Monsters handbook, right? So the key with this whole thing is that when you actually play this game, you have a Dungeon Master that creates the scenario, or there's these campaigns or campaign books that they create these backstories and the actual campaign. You guys get to pick your own characters. And most people who actually have a lot of fun with it usually pick characters of either who they are or who they want to be. So if you are like the muscly sword fighting guy, then you're going to do that. If you're the elf magic wizard, you're going to do that. if you're the thief, this self.
I feel like this is Emmanuel, the bard. He's the bard.
Okay,
Trudeau,
so
The guy who
Trudeau,
sings
tonight
and dances.
Trudeau, will you Zoom me tonight and then literally read me some of the chapters, seeing that I don't have my book?
Yeah. Can someone actually? Is there a link to a movie version?
Yeah.
Or,
So, no. It's not. It is a very detailed game and stuff. But
all right.
we're gonna start off where we're just gonna start like just very simply. Okay. Go ahead.
Before you get too far, so I will give it a try. Here's the thing. This is my only concern was this. I think we could use this for content. However, I don't know how to make this into like some sort of podcast thing.
Oh yeah, no, it might not be a podcast.
So we could it could just be part of like the YouTube Twitch thing. So if you actually listen to the podcast, check out our YouTube and Twitch channel because we actually record these live. There's video, you can see our faces. We Got Balls podcast on YouTube and Twitch if you're just listening on the podcast. But I think we have some people that are willing to join their listening. Things like Mariah and Fitz. I think they would be good additions because they seem to know what they're doing. Yeah. But also the one person, if we're going to do this, can we admit one thing? We need Ton. We need Ton.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Wait. Can you explain to the audience who Ton is?
He's the Florida man.
He's the Florida man.
That does not explain enough.
All right. I got you. Have you ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Do you know Charlie Day?
Yeah.
I know Charlie Day.
Yeah, that's Ton. Ton is Charlie. The wild card bitches. That is Ton. So he would be perfect for this.
Yeah, no, I think he would. He'd be a chaotic character unless he chooses a dwarf or some other character. But you pick your character based on a personality that you think. Oh my god. It's pretty. Don't look at
There's a lot of stuff in here.
There's a lot of stuff, but okay.
They tell you all the spells and shit you can do.
you like pages. Do spells.
Yeah.
Does any of the Harry Potter spells work?
Well, there's different spells, but okay. But you got to do, and you have to build your character. So now, when
I want to be Hagrid.
Yeah, you can be a dwarf if you want. You can be
Hagrid's not a dwarf.
Wait. He's supposed to be doing something that he's not in real life.
Oh, that's so funny, Steve. That's so funny. That was a good one.
I almost fell over. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there a character that has a small penis for Steve to be?
Yeah.
A eunuch? Can you play a eunuch? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Perfect.
Oh man. Oh look. Okay. Mariah says that Florida man is enough of a description. I don't think it explains who he is though. He's a military guy though, right?
We looked at each other.
Florida man.
Yeah, Ton
Wen.
Yeah. So we got to get, but again, if you get some of the friends on, I think we might not do it as a podcast. We might just record it and just do it as something else, like you said. But I think it would be fun to do because you get to know people's personality in a big way.
Emily, I know you're listening. Happy birthday, Emily. I'd sing to you, but I don't want you to go deaf.
I do have a question. So, like, it's not in a dungeon, right? It's not set in a dungeon.
No, it could be. Well, it depends. It could be on anything, right? So it depends on the dungeon master and the campaign we choose. So
just being in a dungeon sounds kind of shitty. Like dungeons are kind of gross.
No, it could be anything. It's a whole world that you create in your mind, right? But
they team up.
We're
all a team. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. But you can go against your team too, right? Like that's the other thing.
Don't tell
Benedict Arnold.
Don't tell Ton that because Ton will kill all of us.
Oh no, but that's the thing. So
possibly in real life too.
In real life, yes, he could.
We have a story about that, but we won't get into that today.
Wait, have you not watched any fantasy movie ever? Is he talking to us?
That's what it is. Well, that's what Dungeons and Dragons is. But it's a good game, and I want my kids to get into it because it is storytelling. It is imagination, and
I know what I'm going to pick. I don't know about you guys. I'm curious what Emmanuel would pick.
He's going to pick that half man, half horse.
I'm usually either an elf or something with a wizard. That's usually what.
Wizard, no fun. I got dibs on a thief.
Yeah. What you would be totally a thief, like 100%, because there is special abilities. Thieves can pick locks. They can get into
bow and arrows from far.
Yeah. 100. Well, they're daggers. Thieves.
I'm gonna watch Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and figure out which.
That'll do it. That'll totally do it. Okay, but the way, like I just pointed to this, so D&D Beyond is kind of one of the sites people use, which is the kind of an official site, and you can get the app and you can start building your character, right? But don't worry.
Who do we face, Emmanuel?
No, you face against monsters and other things. It's a whole storyline, right? Depends on the dungeon master and what they decide on the story. And it's role playing, so you basically can go in different directions, and it's dice roll will decide whether you succeed or fail.
Oh,
right?
That's
it's not their choice. It's based on what they present to you, and how you respond is how you actually play the game based on the dice roll and advantages that you might have based on the characters you pick.
Okay, so let's hammer this down. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are we doing? What's the next step? Because
I want to be a Mandalorian.
You can be a paladin. A paladin is a Mandalorian. You can basically be a paladin, which is like a ranger, and like a bounty.
You can't have two guys. You can't have two guys with the long distance.
No. You can totally. They're different characters altogether.
Wait a minute. If he's a thief, should I be like a Jedi?
No. You can be whatever you want. You can be whatever you want, buddy. You can be whatever you want.
Can I be the blue guy from Avatar?
You can totally be the blue guy. Well,
I want to have the most skills because I know that our leader Ton's going to kill the person with the least skills first.
I know he's going to do that.
He's going to need someone that he can't kill. So.
Oh, look! See, Fitz he's getting ready to build his character. See, this is the thing: building your character is actually part of the fun. Now, here's the problem: it can be very addictive because when you start to play, you don't magically have these abilities. You have to actually gain those abilities based on what your character can do. So, if you pick something that your character can't do, you don't just get abilities, right?
I want a spell that can make Hennessy, because then I can make Trudeau do whatever I want.
There is a spell that can make alcohol and good alcohol.
There we go. Trudeau, get that spell, man.
Right now.
Get that spell, man. You're going to save millions on thief fines. Oh, man. All right. What are you going to be, Emmanuel?
Yeah, you didn't tell us.
What? No, we're gonna choose it together. I think we should build our characters in one episode, because they can take a whole episode just to build characters, right? So I think we should do that as a separate thing that we do, and then when we have our characters, then we'll have a game that we'll play, and we'll get somebody, because I don't think it's gonna happen in we just start and we go. I think we need to prepare a little bit.
Also, does this dungeon guy, master of the dungeon, have to get paid? Are we paying this guy?
No. They're friends of mine. They're the guys that I used to go mountain biking with, my high school folks, and anybody else. If Mariah or Fitz or anybody else that's online that wants to get involved, let us know and we'll interview. We'll do an interview first, okay? And you can't be.
No, they're cool. I give them the blessing.
You can't be from Florida.
I trust Mariah.
I
don't even know. Sorry, Mariah.
Look what she says. Look, the last time she did the campaign. Yeah, read it.
Oh, I don't know if I want to get into 4 hours. Just pick your guy.
Yeah.
Fitz share link.
Yeah. So this obviously has to be a separate thing than
again, I don't want the podcast to turn into a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I don't.
Oh, are you sure? Because I feel like that's what you want.
No. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take snippets of what we do, which is what people do. If you look online, there are some very famous Dungeons and Dragons things that people do. It's actually pretty. I'll share with you guys, and then you'll see. It's actually pretty amazing. Okay, it's pretty amazing. Okay.
Okay, right. So watch this.
So let's see. Watch this movie.
All right. Okay. So maybe we watch it after, because I feel like
we're not going to watch
a full movie right now.
We have homework tonight.
Yeah, it's a school night.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, there's no baseball on, so I'm okay for watching it.
That is why you weren't looking away from the podcast today. Now I figured
the whole time.
Oh, that's why. I thought I was boring him.
All right, so we'll figure this out. I think it's going to have to be a separate. Maybe just a video exclusive, no podcast, just kind of like the YouTube, Twitch exclusive, and we'll go from there. We'll invite some of the friends that are watching live, like Fitz and Mariah. We'll figure it out. Tons, and that might be enough. 6 people seems like a lot.
Oh no, the more the merrier.
The more will never get done is what.
No, you will. You will, because you want people, because people do die off. When you die off, you're out of the game.
Oh man, I feel like get that
I was gonna say, I feel like Mike's gonna kill himself off in the first.
How do I get that job?
Oh man, you caught me. Oh,
Mike,
is it like track in high school though that I have to like wait after you get killed off? You have to wait for everyone to finish their event.
No. Well, yeah, the campaign goes on. The campaign can last for weeks and months if you really wanted to be. We'll do a short campaign.
Someone wants to see your kitty.
Yeah.
Myra wants to see your kitty.
Well, I'll try to get the cat, but go ahead with the Dungeons and the Dragons.
The Dragons and the Dungeons thing, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
you really
we're like old guys now. You know? It's hit. Go get those Dungeons and Dragons so we can play.
No, but I think we're gonna have a little twist. Okay.
What's the twist?
I want Trudeau to come back. We're gonna have a little twist to how we're gonna play. Okay.
So, what happens? Like, do you want to survive? Like,
well, yeah, you want to because if you survive, you get more experience, which means that you get more experience points, which means you can actually get more skills for your character.
So,
look at that.
The cat whisperer.
What's your kitty's name? You can't hear. Put the headphones on the cat. We want to talk to the cat. No.
Do you have anything to say to the audience before we get going today? What is that? He said, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. If you give us anything less than a 5-star, he will come into your house and scratch the shit out of your furniture. He told me that just now. I swear to God.
Dude, your cat can be part of your character build. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
You're like Aladdin.
As a thief, you can have a
monkey.
cat. Yeah, you can have a cat. Trudeau, I think you can do it. I think you should do it.
Oh man,
I think I'm out now, guys. I think I'm out. I might have to
really
join Mikey. First episode, we jump off the cliff together.
I think we should make it more dynamic. We want to take out some of the characters too. Let's kill out their strong arm Todd.
Yeah. No, but what we should do, here's the thing I think we should do is do the Dungeons and Dragons, but not like normal. I think we should actually
there's
play
another
it.
cat. There's 2 cats.
Oh, there's 2 cats.
Oh,
Your
I'm a
stomach?
dog. It's crazy in here.
Oh my God.
Crazy. I think we've gone off the rail. But one last thing. What is that? Oh, if you're listening to the podcast and not watching live, please check out our YouTube. That's what the cat was telling me. Check out the YouTube and Twitch channel. Make sure to subscribe to that as well, so you can catch our possibly future Dungeons and Dragons special led by Emmanuel. I have no idea.
We'll see. We'll see. I think we'll have fun. But I do want to make one comment. If we do play it, you have to play it, and you have to play your character in the voice of your character. So your character, whatever it is, you have to play it as if that person is actually speaking. So if you have a high-pitched voice, if you have whatever you want, you can even dress up, Mikey, if you want. Okay.
Dress up. I have a feeling my Amazon box is going to be a lot different than Amazon box, which I don't know if I'm okay with. Can you get a restraining order from Canada?
Well, actually, after
the
messages you sent to his mom, today, I think we can make that happen.
Oh man, that's a possibility.
Wait, this is bastard. Wait, the last thing. Speak through the cat. The character can be mute.
I have the best character. Okay, I want to be someone that disappears so that you can't see.
You can be invisible. You can have
that's even great. I'm gonna be there the whole time.
Emmanuel, let's try this. Let's play this Dungeons and Dragons. Ready? So, Emmanuel, you take us out today. We're gonna do our magic. Ready, Mikey? Ready? You disappear.
What?
Alakazam. Ooh. And I will also disappear. Emmanuel, sign us off today.
Bye.
Are you serious, man? That was an awful sign off. You were the worst.
The worst.
Ladies, and you got to do the thing. You got to do the thing. You had a perfect opportunity to do the thing.
Which one?
Listen, I'm leaving this all in the podcast, but you don't sign off a podcast by just going, bye.
I know. I forgot. You got me on the
spot.
I didn't know. You got to give me
this again.
What?
Michael, do your little magic disappear?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Rate, review, and subscribe.
You say something else, and you'll figure it out. I believe in you.
Thanks for joining us all. It's been wonderful having you. And rate, subscribe, and watch us again.